The daughter they tried to silence. Emily Carter was raised in a world where kindness was treated like armor. She grew up in a quiet, middle-class neighborhood in Ohio where lawns were trimmed every Sunday and neighbors smiled even when they were unhappy. Her father, Robert Carter, believed in hard work and silence. He fixed broken sinks, paid bills on time, and never spoke about emotions. Her mother, Linda, believed endurance was love. She taught Emily that a good woman kept families together by sacrificing herself quietly. Marriage isn't about happiness, her mother used to say. It's about commitment. You endure. That's how you keep a home. Emily believed her. She grew up gentle, intelligent, and careful with words. She avoided arguments and blamed herself when things went wrong. After college, she took a modest job in medical billing and lived a simple life. She didn't dream of luxury, only safety, partnership, and respect. She thought she found that when she met Daniel Harris. Daniel was confident, charming, and well-spoken. He worked in corporate sales and knew how to present himself perfectly. He held doors open, remembered anniversaries, and spoke politely to her parents. He made Emily feel chosen. "You're different," he told her once. "You're calm. You're wife material." When he proposed, her family celebrated. Her mother cried. Her father nodded approvingly. Everyone said she was lucky. Daniel's family was very different. His mother, Margaret Harris, was commanding and obsessed with appearances. She believed family reputation mattered more than feelings. His sister Rachel was sharp-tongued, sarcastic, and openly judgmental. From the beginning, Emily sensed something cold beneath their smiles. "You'll learn how we do things," Margaret said during their first family dinner. "Our family has expectations." Emily smiled, unaware that expectations would soon become control. The wedding was beautiful. White flowers, a church ceremony, applause. As Emily walked down the aisle, she believed she was walking into safety. She was wrong. Marriage changed Daniel slowly, almost invisibly. He became distant, impatient. He listened less and corrected more. When Emily tried to talk about her feelings, he dismissed them. "You overthink everything," he said. "Don't be dramatic." Margaret visited constantly. She criticized Emily's cooking, her cleaning, her clothes. "That's not how Daniel likes his coffee. A wife shouldn't sleep in. You should try harder." Rachel mocked her openly. "You grew up pretty average, didn't you? Daniel's used to better." Daniel never defended her. "They don't mean harm," he said. "Just adjust." Soon, Margaret suggested Emily quit her job. "A married woman shouldn't be distracted by work," she said. "Your priority is your home." Daniel agreed. "We don't need your income," he said. "Trust me." Emily resigned, believing sacrifice was love. Days became quiet, lonely. Her phone calls with her parents were monitored. Daniel disliked her visiting them. "They interfere too much," he said. Emily felt her world shrinking, but she didn't know how to explain it. The first explosion came over something small. Dinner was late. Daniel was in a bad mood. Margaret criticized her. Rachel laughed. Daniel slammed his plate down. "You're careless," he said sharply. Emily tried to explain. That was the first time he yelled. Not loudly, but with control, with warning. She apologized. The first slap came months later. She forgot to iron his shirt. Margaret shouted. Daniel snapped. The sound echoed louder than the pain. No one stopped him. Margaret only said, "She needs discipline." That night, Emily cried silently into her pillow, learning her first lesson of marriage. Pain was private. From that moment, abuse became routine. Sometimes it was shouting, sometimes insults, sometimes hands, always silence afterward. Daniel told her, "You make me do this." Margaret told her, "A good wife knows when to stay quiet." Rachel told her, "If you talk, you'll destroy this family." Emily stopped recognizing herself. She stopped smiling. She stopped speaking unless necessary. She avoided mirrors. She believed she deserved it. When she tried to tell her mother during a phone call, her voice shook. "I'm not happy," she whispered. Her mother replied, "Every marriage has problems. Be patient." The silence closed around her like a wall. One night, after a violent argument, Emily locked herself in the bathroom and stared at her reflection. Her eyes were hollow. For the first time, she wondered if this was how women disappeared, not suddenly, but slowly. She began writing in secret, a notebook hidden under her clothes. She wrote everything, the insults, the fear, the loneliness. Writing was the only place she existed. Then she became pregnant. The family celebrated. The abuse softened but never stopped. Stress followed her everywhere. During her 7th month, Daniel shoved her during an argument. She fell hard. At the hospital, the doctor looked at her injuries carefully. "This isn't normal," she said quietly. It was the first time someone believed her. That night, lying alone in a hospital bed, Emily made a decision. She would not let her child grow up watching her disappear. With help from a neighbor and a women's support hotline, she planned her escape. The day she left, Margaret screamed. Rachel threatened her. Daniel shouted about reputation and shame. Emily stood still, holding her stomach. "I will not be silent anymore," she said. They laughed, but she left anyway. The legal process was brutal. People judged her. Friends disappeared, but her parents stood by her. For the first time, her father hugged her and said, "I'm sorry I didn't see it." Emily gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Lily. Recovery was slow. Therapy was painful. Independence was terrifying. But Emily rebuilt herself piece by piece. She worked again. She learned to speak without apologizing. Years later, she stood at a women's shelter, telling her story to a room full of silent faces. "I was the daughter they tried to silence," she said. "Silence nearly killed me. Speaking saved me." Some women cried. Some listened quietly. Emily looked at her daughter in the front row and knew the cycle had ended. Because silence is not strength, endurance is not love, and a woman's voice is not a threat. It is survival.